Alright then, part 2 of our 3-part look at how to play all the solos to David Gilmour and Pink Floyd's Coming Back to Life from 1994's The Division Bell album. In this tutorial, we'll be having a look at the main solo, which sits at about the 3:50 mark, 3-minute 50-second mark of the track. We'll have a look at the longer outro solo in the third video in this series, and I'll link to it below in the description when it's available, along with the tutorial for the intro solo as well. But for now, let's have a look at this one, shall we? We are in standard tuning for this tutorial, and we are working in the key of C major, working in the A relative minor boxes of A minor, using the A minor pentatonic scale for the most part. So in a couple of different positions. Here at the 5th fret position, 5-7, 5-7, 5-8, 5-8, that little box right there. Here at the 12th fret position, 12-14, 12-14, 13-15, 12-15, that little box. And then here, the octave of this one here at the 17th fret position, 17-19, 17-19, 17-20, 17-20. That little box right there. So it starts like this. Very bluesy, this one. So we're going down the 5s of the D to the G, and then we're going to grab the 7th fret of the G string and give it a nice slow full step bend. Right up to pitch. And now you're going to drop your pinky on the 8th fret of the B string, give that a pick, and then go right back to the still bent G string, and release that off to 5. And then up to the 7 of the D, and then back to the 5. And then you're going to grab that 7 of the G again, give it a very quick full step bend, and kill it with the side of your picking hand. As soon as you get it to the top, that bend, you're going to kill it with the side of your picking hand right here. Into this. So we're sliding into the 7th fret with our middle finger. We're doing this with particular fingers here because you want to be in a good position for the bend that's coming up. So we're sliding into 7 of the G with our middle finger, dropping onto 8 of the B and sliding it into 10. Kind of like that. And now you're going to pick that again and give it a 1.5 step bend. Kind of like that. Into that. 8 to 10 of the B, grab the 9 of the G, slide it back to 7. And then 5, 7, 5. And then a quick drop onto the 7th fret again, but we're not going to bend it this time, we're just going to hit it and kill it. So up to that point. And now we're into this. So just a real blues lick. So bending 7, going down to the 5th fret of the high E, and then pulling off 8 to 5 of the B. Back onto the 7, little bend release, off to 5, up to 7 of the D, and then back to 5. Kind of like that. Into this. So 7 of the G, pre-bend release off to 5, up to a double hit of the 7 of the D, and then off to 5. So that whole thing put together. Got it? Into this. So 7, 5, 7. Roll down to the 7 of the G and then back up to 7 of the D. Off to 5, back onto a little bend of the 7, bend, release. And then back up to 7 of the D, back to 5, back into another bend at 7 of the G. Kind of like this, I'll put together nice and slowly. With another nice slow bend. Into this. Down to 5, pull off 8 to 5. Another bend at 7, release off to 5. Up to 7 of the D, roll down to 5. Back up to 7. Back to 5 of the G. Little pull off to finish the whole thing off from 7 to 5. And that's about the first half of the solo. So let's get up to that point nice and slow. And then we're into this. So now we're on the 12th fret of the G with our index finger. And you're going to go down to 13 and then back to 12. And then you're going to go up to 15 of the B and back to 12. Back onto 15 for a nice slow full step bend. Into this. So from the bend, we're going to drop our pinky onto 15 of the high E, pick it, back up to the bent note on the B string, release it off to 13. And then up to 14 of the G and back to 13 of the B. Now we're going to grab the 15 of the high E and give it a step and a half bend. Sorry, full step bend. And then you're going to give it a full step bend. When it's up there, you're going to pick it again and then release it back to the natural note. Kind of like that. Into this nifty little lick. So 13, double hit. Little trill between 12 and 13 back to 12. And then you're going to go 13, 12 on the B to G respectively. 13, slide it back into 15 of the B. Now you're going to go back to the 12 of the high E with your index, jump it, string skip that same finger up to the 12 of the G, and then drop onto the 13 of the B. Kind of like that. That's a little bit tricky, that little string skip right there, using the same finger on the same fret. Without making any superfluous noise on other strings. All right, so from the middle section, the second half. Now that note that you land on there on the 13, you're going to slide out of it almost immediately. And now we're going to slide into, on the way back, we're going to slide out, and then we're going to start sliding right back up the B string all the way to 17. And then we're going to drop onto the 20th fret of the high E and pick it 3 times. Off. Well, let me play what we're doing here. That little section there. Off to 19. And you're going to pick it at the 19, and then you're going to bend it up a half step. And then you're going to release the bend back to the natural note, and then back to 17. Kind of like that. Into this. Nice little pentatonic run. So we're going to go 17, 19, up to 20 of the B and back to 17 of the high E. And then this little 17 onto 20 of the B, up to 19, back to 17, and then roll up with your index to the G string on the 17th fret. Kind of like that. Got it? And then the solo finishes up with that. So 19 of the D, 17 back to 19, 17 of the G. Pre-bend 19 of the G string, release it off to 17, and then you're going to drop back onto 19 of the G, roll it up to 19 of the D, and then release it off to 17 of the G. Kind of like that. I think my D string is hair out of tune. So from this little section, and then you slide out of that note, and that is the end of the solo. So let's take it from the second half of the solo, nice and slow, and then we'll be done. And that, as they say, is how you play that. And so I certainly hope that helped you out where you're looking to learn this this great classic David Gilmour solo. Well, classic, I suppose. It's not one of his more high-profile solos, but it is one of his more beloved solos, the 3 solos in this one. And we're going to have a look at the long, it's a good minute and a half outro solo in the follow-up video to this one. So, if this helped you out, drop me a subscribe, drop me a like. All those little things help my channel grow. And hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may be. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.